Hello, YouTube. We're going to try to get ourselves a channel started here and see what happens. If you like it, like it. If you don't, you don't. Apparently, talking is my thing. My wife tells me all the time. She said, honey, you could talk the horns off a billy goat. And, she's probably true. She's probably right. I could talk to anybody, anytime, any given where, man. I've been all over this world driving a truck, and I said, I've met people that from all over and talk to everyone. I've always been able to communicate somehow or another, get something figured out. So maybe that's my gift. I don't know. So we're gonna try it and see what happens, But I come to you, say hello. My name's Mark. Man, I love comedy, stuff like that. So that's kind of gonna be the influence of this channel. If it takes off, if anything happens, hell, this might be just one gigantic waste of time. But that's one thing in this world is free, is time. Everybody seems to want to waste your time all the time, right? When you're working and this and that, they want to waste your time, the time you ain't getting paid for. So apparently everybody thinks it's free. It's just like driving a truck, right? We get 11 hours to drive for the day, but we only get 14 hours to work. So on that 14 hours to work, once you start that clock at, let's just say, 7 o'clock in the morning, so theoretically your 14 hours is over at 9 o'clock that night. And so I mean that's what you got to work for. And so, but if you only got 5 hours to drive, and and all that good stuff, and then you get tied up with people that can't read road signs. Good Lord, how damn, you're supposed to be able to read to get your driver's license, right? You had to read a test. I had to read a test when I got mine a long time ago. Even if it's on the damn computer, I guess you just guess and hit A, B, C, D. When I was in school and I wasn't very good at school. So what did I do? I'd take a test and I'd do the AC/DC thing, the band, A, C, D, C, and then B, B, and then start all over again. I didn't do very good in school. But that was the lazy way out, because laziness, well, if you could get paid for laziness, shoot, I'd be a millionaire 3 times, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times over than, versus not being a millionaire and everything like that. But I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's probably a lot of lazy people. There's lots of lazy people in this world. Well, y'all lazy. Everybody's lazy. I don't care what it is. I don't care what your work ethic is and how hard work is and how much you put into your job or anything. What you do, your garden, your house, your vehicles, washing, cleaning, this and that, and your OCD and all the things that kick in. All right, at some point somewhere you lazy somewhere, whatever it may be. Maybe you don't watch a whole lot of TV. I watch way too much TV. You're gonna learn that I refer to a lot of movies and a lot of TVs, things that happen in life, and try to point them in that way of life, because I guess I'm not a very smart person and I got zero education, but I can take something that was said in a TV show and maybe point it to somebody and say, kind of apply that to your life. I mean, not word for word, just like a music song, right? The song can be singing a song about breaking up and breaking somebody's heart, but there's a part in a section in the song that says something like that. Take that part, apply it to your life, and move it the way you need to move. That's all I'm saying. But everybody's got a lazy spot at somewhere. I don't care what it is. At some point, you're going to say, man, I don't do that. Why? Because I'm lazy. I don't like to do it, right? Nobody wants to do it. I mean, it's just like anything else. Who wants to take the trash out? That's not a desire of mine or anybody else's, but it's got to be done. But sometimes what happens? It gets pushed to the side. Come on now, we can all tell the truth, right? We can all be honest. Let's be honest with yourself, first of all, and then be honest with each other. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, that's just kind of stuff that runs through my mind, man. I'm a truck driver, and I know if you say, "Oh, I hate truck drivers. They always in the way. They always yeah." I've heard everything about hating a truck driver that you could possibly think of, and all that good stuff. And let me tell you this: if you got a car that you drive, you got a house you live in, you got food that you eat, you got clothes on your back, you got shoes on your feet, guess what? A truck driver brought it somewhere, somehow, some way. A truck driver brought it. Because unless you made it yourself with the materials that you made yourself, then somebody brought it somewhere. I'm not saying all truck drivers are perfect. I ain't perfect by any means. Don't claim to be at all. I do take pride in what I do. And I'm passionate about truck driving. I grew up in it. My dad drove a truck for 42 years. you know, and always kept a roof over our head and food on the table. Shoot, how you think I got so fat? But anyway, I'm just saying, you know, it's a profession that I respect, and it's changed a lot in my 22 years of doing it on my own by myself. It's changed a lot. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things. Some of the changes are good. Some changes ain't. You know, man, I don't know what's going on with some of these people, these drivers out here. Man, they got no brains. They don't. I don't know. It's just the way they've been trained. I don't know. You know, Dad taught me. My father-in-law taught me. A lot of good people's taught me, and I've made a lot of dang mistakes to figure out things to do differently too. You know, if you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna continue to get the same results, right? So that means, guess what? You need to change something. So I mean, it's just stuff like that that you know. Anyway, this industry, I don't necessarily fault the drivers that are just getting started, because you know that's the way they was taught, right? If you wanted to become a brain surgeon and you went in there and the guy said, "All right, what you gonna do is saw the top of this man's head off with that hacksaw," what are you gonna think? So, well, he's the teacher. That's what he's telling me. So where's my damn hacksaw at? I'm gonna cut this feller's head off, or the top of his head open. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right? That's where it comes from. When you was in school and your teacher said, "Okay, boys and girls, we're gonna learn ABCs today," did you think, well, she don't know what the hell she's talking about? No, you thought, hey, she's my teacher. She's gonna teach me ABCs, and however you learn them is how you learn them, right? There you go. So I don't necessarily fault the drivers, especially the new breed of drivers, but you know, ask questions, man. Don't be afraid to ask somebody a question. There ain't no stupid question out there. Now, there's something that you kind of go, ooh, the hell did he or she come up with that at? I'd have never thought of it, but you know, I probably ask some stupid ass questions too. I'm gonna try not to cuss. I cuss way too much. That's my New Year's resolution, is to try to cut my cussing down. I spend way too much time by myself in this truck and on the telephone, always on the phone. And so it's what happens. You try to, you know, and then next thing you know, man, you just dropping F-bombs like at the kitchen table with your wife and your 3 kids sitting there going, what did he say? Yeah. So, you know, but just another mistake, got it right. Got to learn from your mistakes. Mama always said it ain't a total loss if you learn something from it, you know. So that's what you got to try to do. But anyway, these drivers, you know, and they're just making it easier and easier and easier for these guys, and there's nothing wrong with that, except for I think they need to be taught to, you know, the way that I was taught and stuff like that, and learn, you know, different phases and different things and how you get to this point by that point. You know, I mean, anymore they just want to put a e-log in here and tell you, okay, this does all your logging for you, so you ain't got to think about that no more. All right, we're gonna give you a GPS right here, and it's gonna tell you how to get from point A to point B. Ain't got to think about that no more. And then we're gonna give you an automatic transmission. Hell, just put your foot on the brake, pull it down to D, and just mash that son of a gun to the floor and just let up when you get there. This truck runs 65 miles an hour. You drive at 65 miles an hour where you go. And that's how they're being taught. So they don't know anything different, man. You know, I was always taught to take care of people's stuff like it belonged to you, whether it did or it didn't. You know, if it was somebody else's, I tried to take care of it like it was mine, because I wanted, if somebody did have mine, to take care of it the way I would take care of it, right? And that's how I was taught. Man, these guys anymore, they don't give a rip about that equipment. Look at this guy going through the truck stop, man. He's probably doing 30 miles an hour. All right, it might not be that fast, but it's still way faster than it needs to be. You know, why? Because he was told to drive that truck 65 miles an hour from point A to point B. He's in the truck stop. That's just a detour from point A to point B. Still got to drive 65 miles an hour. They didn't tell me to slow down in the truck stop. You know, I mean, that's just, I think some of us got to be some common sense, man. You know, have some common sense. Think about things, man. Try to look out and project things that look, you know, and say, okay, man, right, when you're passing a car, what are you thinking? I'm thinking that idiot right there is going to cut over right in front of me, and I'm going to run over the top of him. So I got to pay attention and watch for him and be prepared if that situation happens. You know, use your brain. My dad used to tell me, use your head for more than a hat rack. Well, you see, I got a hat on, come on. Oh, but, you know, use it for more than just that. You know, think, man, use your brain, slow down. You can, I tell my kids all the time, man, you can go slow 100, too slow 175,000 times. You can go too dang fast once. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's driving, walking, talking. I don't care. You can go too dang fast one time. You know what I'm saying? That could be the end of everything. Just think about what you're doing. Try to, just try to think, man. But anyway, these guys, they get these automatic trucks and this and that. I started out, and I've only been doing it 22 years, but I've been around it my whole life. But, I can remember stuff that Dad drove, and everything. But, I started out no power steering, no air conditioning, no air ride seats, stuff like that, driving, old junk equipment. We started off in the worst junk that they had. You worked your way up to, get the better that they had, but you wasn't ever going to get the best because there was so many people in front of you, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm just kind of rambling on right here. Sometimes I do that, but I don't know what we're going to do with this channel, but hell, we open to talk about anything, man. I ain't bashful, I ain't scared. I'll talk about anything and everything. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Like I said, I ain't got nothing in it. So I'm going to do the peace out right now, and we're going to let you go. I don't want to ramble on too long. We've been at 11 minutes and 15 seconds. Good Lord. I don't even know what I've talked about in 11 minutes and whatever seconds now. Good night. But anyway, hey, man, if y'all wanted to, we can laugh. I'll make you laugh. I try to make you laugh. Hell, I love laughing. You know why? Because when people's laughing, the hate and discontent and the arguing and everything like that goes away, man. Why not? Just laugh, man. This is the only life we got. We got one shot at this. And it's all going to be what you got to make. And that's what I'm trying to do right here. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do like Steve Harvey says. If you ain't never seen his video about jump, go check it out. Look it up on YouTube. Just type in Steve Harvey jump and it'll pop up, man. They're just talking about jumping off a cliff. You got the parachute packed and this and that. You jump off that cliff and you're going to hit some bumps and bruises and this and that. That parachute will open, but you can stay on the top of the cliff and say, no, I'm just going to play it safe and stand right here. And nothing ever happened. And your life never do anything but go in a circle, man. And right now I feel like that's where my life's at, is it just going in a circle, man. We keeping the bills paid, and we keeping a roof over everybody's head and food on the table, and we get to come and go and do some things that we get to do, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but man, I just want more out of life. I want more out of life. I want to take the next step forward. So guess what? We're going to try jumping off that cliff with a couple different things, and this is one of them. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Like I said, I ain't out nothing. Didn't cost me nothing. If people get on here and say, man, this is the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life. Well, there I went again. The dumbest crap I ever seen in my life right here. Why would you do this? Kill yourself. Shoot yourself in the head. Blah, blah, blah. I don't give a rip. I care less about that, man. And if it works, man, I see people all the time that say, man, I started out making a dumbass YouTube video, and next thing you know, I got 950 billion people, and blah, 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 blah. Works, it works. Don't, it don't. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Give me a like, subscribe, whatever it is. I don't know what we're going to call this channel yet. Maybe it's just going to be if it works, it works. There you go. Talk at you later, guys. See ya.